Hello and welcome to the Can Do Dad. Today we're talking about how to repair a leaking toilet. If you have standing water on the floor next to the base of your toilet, it's time to replace your toilet seal. This is an example of a wax seal. It's a bit messy to work with. So for our project, we will be using a rubber compression seal. This part is only $10 and you can find it at any home improvement store. There are a few tools that you will want to have handy. The first is a pair of channel locks, which you will use for disconnecting your water supply line. Next up is a small wrench for disconnecting your flange bolts. And then finally, a putty knife or scraper for removing the old wax seal. That's it. So let's get started. Now we want to turn off the water supply line that goes to the tank, and we'll want to flush the toilet to empty out the water from the tank and the bowl. Remove the lid from the tank and set that aside. Disconnect your water supply line from the base of the tank. Using a pair of channel locks should get the job done. And you also want to have a towel handy, because as soon as you open up this valve, water from the tank is going to spill out a little bit. So not a bad idea to either have a towel or even a bucket to capture some of the residual water from the bottom of your tank. Now it's time to disconnect the flange bolts from the base of the toilet. You'll need to do this on both sides. Now we will remove the toilet from the flange. And apologies for the view, there's just really no flattering angle here. At this stage, we will remove the old seal as well as the hardware. It was just pull right out of the flange. Our replacement part is a waxless toilet seal. It has two parts, has a spacer, and then the actual seal. But we'll start with putting the flange bolts back in place. The spacer sits right on top of these flange bolts. I want to make sure that this are lined up. And then the seal goes right on top of the spacer. Here's a close up so you can see all these components fit together. We have our new seals in place over the flange, and now we've put the base of the toilet back over that. We're now just going to start to reassemble, starting with the washers and the bolts. Here's a tip: start on one side, get it a little bit tight, and then move to the other to ensure that the base presses firmly and evenly over our new seals. What you want to avoid is tightening down one side at a time and then going to the other. You actually are going to want to slowly tighten down both sides. So I'm going to work on this side just a little bit, and then I'll go to the other side and I'll work that down evenly and firmly over our new seal. With our flange bolts successfully reinstalled, now it's time to reconnect our water supply line to our tank, turn on our water, and then test the system. As I'm doing this, one other quick tip to mention is that as you are tightening down your flange bolts, you want to make sure that you don't over tighten. You don't want to crack the base of your toilet. And the same thing with this. You don't want to over tighten it. Typically hand tighten or just with a pair of pliers or locks. That's all that's really necessary. We have reconnected our water supply line to the tank and we've turned the water back on. So now we'll put the cover back on the tank and test our toilet. I hope your project was successful and that you're feeling accomplished. If this content was useful, I would appreciate if you like the video and subscribe to the channel. And remember, if I can do it, I promise you can too. Until next time, my friends, have a blessed day.